Good morning, I'm Jeremy John filling in for Courtney Ketchen. Very few details are being released this morning after dozens of children were removed by Child and Family Services from an Orthodox Mennonite community in southern Manitoba. 2 adults were charged in March with various counts of assault and assault with a weapon on several boys and girls between July 2011 and January of this year. Now, 2 more adults face charges of assaulting kids using items such as cattle prods and leather straps. Police aren't ruling out any more charges at this point. A toddler who was sent to hospital in critical condition after a crash Tuesday is showing signs of improvement. Police say the 3-year-old girl injured in this crash Tuesday morning has been upgraded to stable condition. Her twin sister and 35-year-old mother are also listed in stable condition. The van the woman was driving slammed into Sherbrooke Foods around 6 a.m. Tuesday. There's no word on what caused the crash or if any charges are pending. A new report is painting a bleak picture about poverty and First Nations children here in Canada. A report by the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives and Save the Children Canada say half of all First Nations children live in poverty, and the rate jumps to nearly 2/3 in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. That is significantly higher than the 15 or 16% for non-Indigenous children. Manitoba Premier Greg Selinger says increasing access to education will help alleviate some of those problems.
We have to invest in children and families everywhere in the province so they have a decent chance to make a living for themselves. And the passport to the future is an education for a young person, including our First Nations brothers and sisters in Manitoba. They need a chance to get their education as well.
The report also notes that transfer payments from the federal government to reserves has been capped at 2% increases since 1996, with no allowances for population growth or increased needs. Meanwhile, a group of First Nations people from Cross Lake say Manitoba Hydro has given several of its residents friendly reminder notices about overdue hydro bills. That group delivered their own notices yesterday to Manitoba Hydro over what they say is Hydro's overdue promises. They say when they agreed to let Hydro build dams on their homeland, Hydro and other government agencies agreed to work with the First Nations to address poverty and unemployment by letting affected communities share in the abundant wealth that the dams bring in. But residents say the utility hasn't been living up to its commitments.
Perhaps if our people work, we would be paying our bills regularly. But our people are not working, so therefore they have a hard time meeting up with the bill payments. It's not that they don't want to pay.
They also say that they must pay hundreds of dollars a month on their energy bills, and Hydro has started cutting off power to about 280 Cross Lake homes believed to be on the disconnection list. The provincial government is helping more Manitobans get diagnosed and treated for cancer. Health Minister Teresa Oswald announced the creation of the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit cancer control programs. It increases access to cancer treatments for people facing barriers like geography, language, or lack of knowledge about cancer screening.
Access to a family doctor, access to a splendid oncologist, and knowledge and information within the context of your culture that makes you feel safe to have the kinds of examinations that you sometimes need to have when you're battling cancer.
Staff will also travel to First Nation and Métis gatherings across the province to share information about prevention, early warning signs, and symptoms. Officials hope to expand the program to other populations like new Canadians. The program is part of the province's Cancer Patient Journey Initiative, which aims to get people treated within 60 days of their doctor suspecting they first have cancer. Festival de Voyageurs organizers are looking for some helping hands to fix up Fort Gibraltar. They need laborers to help replace 55 sections of wall as part of Festival's plan to fix the rotting structure. They say the job will be quite labor-intensive as the logs need to be trimmed by hand, but volunteers will get a rare chance to give back to the festival.
It's a fun job. You get to work outside and work with our team here at Festival.
Renovations started in April and officials hope to have them completely finished by September. More news is coming up at 7. Now let's check in with our man Drew Koza.